Hey folks, welcome back to some more Fate's Grand Order. On our last episode, we were saved by Enkidu, the weapon of the gods, as he helped us defeat a large group of demonic beasts and escorted us afterwards. However, whilst on our way through this forest, we met Merlin and Anna, which both wanted to join up with us. But after we met them, Enkidu revealed that he actually wasn't helping us out, but in fact that our prior encounter with the demonic beasts was him flaunting his power, and that he wanted to dispose of us. So we actually had to end up surviving his onslaught. Anyway, with that wee tidbit in mind, let us continue henceforth and see what this next blip is all about. But righty-ho, so we're up against riders, so I guess I may as well bring an assassin in all of this. A shoot-in might be nice, because we may need an AoE one at that, but righty-ho, let's go! Pathetic. You seem like a servant, but you're no great hero. You're second-rate at best. Did you really think such paltry mystics would stand a chance against my attacks? There's no need for me to defeat you. The conditions for victory in this battle are different. Having a human-like intelligence can sometimes backfire on you. You should take this opportunity to learn that. What? Oh? This is... I see. I've been caught in an illusory dream halfway through. Which means that the mage working for Uruk, I finally got to meet him, even if it was dumb luck. How irritating. I hate to admit this, but he's just like the legend says, good at running away. Capturing him would be extremely difficult. Killing him, even harder. Which means there's only one way to break that spell of his. I guess I'll have to give up for now. I can't leave her alone for a whole day. She's such a child, considering how big she is. If I turn my back for a minute, she goes on a rampage. We've been so careful and methodical in our planning and wiping out humanity. If she gets out of hand, it could be over in a day. That's no good at all, seriously. I mean, if we just killed them, we'd be no different than humanity. There's nothing wrong with killing, but you need a reason, and a theme. That's our duty as the new humans. So it's like a new world order, huh? Hello there, Phil! Phil! We were fighting against a fake Enkidu, huh? Enkidu vanished? What? Wow! That worked out great! I figured they wouldn't be able to resist mental attacks yet. I fell over moss because it was like tricking an innocent child, but oh well. We needed to survive, nothing wrong with a bit of ungentlemanly conduct. After all, we were fighting the mediator of the Free Goddess Alliance, the traitor to all Uruks, Enkidu. That young man, or was it a young woman? Well, it doesn't matter. They've killed countless soldiers. After all, as the leader of the demonic beasts, they are working directly for the Mage King. Enkidu's working for the King of Mages? What? Yes, they said as much while laying waste to many fortresses, and while many Uruks seem to want to believe it isn't the real thing. Unfortunately, that combat capability could belong to none but Enkidu. You should be careful. They may look beautiful, but they're actually a weapon forged to kill humans. The Enkidu we met has reverted to their cruel nature, to the way they were before they met King Gilgamesh. Anyway, all that aside, let me formally say, hello! I saved you when you were in danger. Please shower me, your savior, with your humble words of gratitude! Oh right, thank you, person we've never met before. Wait, never met? Senpai? Have we met this person before? Phil! Oh, Phil's climbing a tree? Phil! His claws are out, and he's twisting his body! Phil! Madam Melon, Phil! Wait! He spoke words! Phil spun and slammed into him at Phil speed! What are you doing, you feral beast? Have you forgotten the years I took care of you? Wait! Oh, that makes sense now, given their similar appearance and color scheme. Phil! I never should have taken you in, you wicked beast! Calf-plug! Take that, you catastrophe! How many busty women have you deceived with your cuteness? You get all the ladies' attention just because you're floppy! I feel like an idiot for having to work so hard. Don't you feel bad for making me pull out all the stops? Huh? Is he scratching at Boo? Melon, please limit your lunacy to when you're alone at night. I led the enemy away, as you ordered. It doesn't appear that they will pursue us, but I recommend we move to our destination as soon as possible. Oh, glad to hear it. Good work, Anna. That's a big help. This battle was not part of our contract. Do not thank me. Think over your actions. That's harsh, but you know how they say, something, helping others. Yeah, it's good, I think. Now that Anna's back, we should introduce ourselves. I am Merlin. I'm actually a servant. This is Anna. She is a servant too. You could call me the amazing Merlin the Great. What about you, Anna? What do you want them to call you? It doesn't matter. Anna is fine. Thank you so much for saving us back there, Miss Anna. No, miss, just call me Anna. And I don't like humans. Please keep your distance if possible. Oh, don't worry about Anna. She just really doesn't like humans. There's nothing more to it than that. More importantly... Hold it! This is also incredibly shocking that I've been sitting frozen in front of my screen, but now that I've found out, let me just say, hold it! Merlin, did you say Merlin, the great mage of the Isle of Bren, born of a human and an incubus? One of the world's greatest kingmakers and the world's biggest scoundrel, the Merlin is right there with you! And as a servant, Merlin the Grand Mage shouldn't be able to die until the end of the world! I knew I could count on you for a grand introduction, Romani Archerman. Indeed, I am none other than the Merlin, Grand Caster, the greatest, most powerful, most handsome mage of all time! Well, actually, I only have the right to be given the grand title. My spirit origin is but a normal caster. Oh, that smug face. That is impossible! There's no way Merlin could be a heroic spirit. I mean, you clearly look like him, but you're lying, you phony. Show us your true form! Foo-foo! This is ridiculous. It's probably because of discrepancies in the legends about Merlin. Merlin is the fabled mage from the island of Britain who primarily appears in Arthurian legends. It was his help that guided King Arthur, Arturia Pendragon, to the throne. Afterward, he served as King Arthur's court mage and advisor, and appeared in many tales. But due to his womanizing habits, he was driven from Britain and eventually ended up in the Utopia of Avalon. After repenting his wicked ways, his sins, he was imprisoned in a tower there, a tower he built himself. He punished himself by watching over the world in the cramped tower, never dying. Both Avalon and the tower Merlin is trapped inside exist outside of time, and will only disappear when history ends. So Merlin is still alive, and no one who's alive can become a heroic spirit. I think that's what the Doctor's trying to point out. That's right, Mash. Merlin is a hero who isn't counted as a heroic spirit. Though it is possible he could be summoned by some kind of irregularity, like Skahawk. But in terms of combat, he's completely useless! About that... All casters with the potential to be a Grand Caster are powerful clairvoyants. Solomon's eyes, for instance, can see the past and future. King Gilgamesh can see the future, and that scoundrel in front of you can see everything in the present. Some can see more clearly or further than others, but all possess the power as observers. But their superpower is basically magic sight, and Merlin's the worst of them. He's nothing more than a magical telescope. The only thing Merlin can do is view the entire world from the Tower of Avalon. In the modern world, it'd be like having the power to look into any computer network. Oh. That's amazing. Hey, excuse me while I butt in. I'm busy proving Dave's existence, so I don't get too many chances to talk this time around. But since Roman's frozen stuff, I have some questions for Merlin. First, thank you. You've secretly provided us with magical energy resources, haven't you? The incineration of humanity destroyed the world, but Avalon, where you are, is still standing. So you've been using a replenishing method similar to the ray shift to kindle Chaldea's reactor, the Fire of Prometheus. You've been doing it in secret and only when we really needed it, without the King of Mages finding out. Impressive! I was just helping out. After all, I hold the world record for being the oldest shut-in. I had nothing else to do, so I've just been helping Romani here and there. But it still doesn't make sense that you're a heroic spirit. You're still an Avalon, right? So how would you become a servant? The reason and the method, unless you tell us these two things, we can't trust you. After all, Enkidu just attacked us. Based on the search plan Chaldea made, Enkidu was our most trusted candidate for navigator. But then Enkidu turned around and betrayed us almost immediately. We certainly can't put our guard down around another newcomer who seems to be friendly. You can see why Romani's worried. I see, so that's what's got that idiot. Whoopsie! So that's what got that idiot so mad, huh? Fine, but I can't tell you the reason. I'll just tell you it has something to do with this singularity. I can, however, tell you the method. It's very simple, Da Vinci. This singularity manifested in an age that predates my appearance on Earth. In other words, my body doesn't exist here. Which means that in this world, it could theoretically be said that I am dead. I used that fact to make myself a servant. Part of it was that I was called forth by a strong summoner. A strong summoner? Is there a master in this era that besides Senpai? Yes, of course, he's the one who summoned me, and I now serve as his court mage. On the other hand, the influence of the Grail summoned Anna. She's a rogue servant, that is, she has no master. I actually just met her 2 days ago. I was lost in this forest and I bumped into her. We got along and made a contract to support each other's goals. He's awful, he tricked me. Merlin is the embodiment of every kind of dishonesty in this world, and that's being nice about it. Oh, stop it, you're flattering me. Phil! I see, I understand the general situation now. Romani, give it up, that's the real Merlin. Ugh, my stomach. This situation's a mess already, and now with Merlin showing up. But we don't have time to be picky. Whether he is a scouter or not, there's no denying that he's one of the greatest mages. Did you manifest to work with Chaldea, Merlin? Will you fight with us to repair the singularity, stop the incineration of humanity, and save human history? Of course I will! My one joy in life is watching the present. Without it, I'll just be a lonely man staring at the garden in my tower. That's a terrifying future, so of course I'll help you. And you don't honestly think that you folks have been the only ones cheering for Dave as they got this far, do you? I've been watching your whole fight on the edge of my seat. I don't think it's fair to not let me be part of your group now, do you? Though, I know I'm a threat as a caster. I'm a grand caster after all, a chosen one, just like the King of Mages. All the other servants, especially the casters, are going to get jealous of me. In the end, they'll realize they can't beat me and get shuffled off to the backup group. Annoyed. Sorry, seems like I talk too much. Maybe it's punishment for not listening to Anna's warning. A group of enemies is coming. This is, however, a great chance to say something I've always wanted to say. Everyone, be careful, weapons incoming! Whatever, man, he sounded just like you, didn't it? Give me a score! Yeah, that was just like me. You get a 10 out of 10! Okay, Dave, do me a favor. When he's distracted during battle, punch him in the face for me! Gladly! And you know, he's not wrong about the whole backup group of casters. I'm sure many people benched a majority of their casters, bar a waiver when Merlin existed. Because Merlin is, quite overpowered with what he does in Big Grand Order. At least as a playable servant. Not sure about story, of course, but... oh boy. Buster became the top for a reason. But anyways, enough about that, more about this. Let's just map some wyverns. I was gonna say if they crit Jack 3 times, that would have been thrice unlucky. Huh. Well, at least not quite. Okay, we've got shooters and PKs from this last wyvern, hopefully. A bit more. Not quite. I guess I may as well build up mashes on the off chance? Get some extra stars too. not bad NP gain there. Brat, what's up next? More wyverns. Oh gosh, these ones are a bit sturdier, huh? Okay, I'll just do this for now. Because at least the next hero can just use shooting Doji's noble phantasm and just clean them all up. At least I hope so. Okay, I definitely hope so. I guess we'll just have to find out, huh? Actually, did I bring Tamil? I did, right? I did. That is an option to buff up shooting further, but no. I may still want Mash for the final fight. Just give me a wee Archchain from Mash, though. Nice. Not quite. Really close, though. Actually, this might be for the better. Oh yeah, the dot. I was like, I could just use Lord Cowell to beef up Jackson Tag for the last thing, because of course it's something big. But then again, there is a wee Brave Chain, so I cannot complain. So let's just do that. Go, you munchkin! Man, I know I should have kept my expectations low when it came to getting some crits, but would it be nice to at least have gotten one there? Ah well, we can just do this. There we go. Oh, actually, was that a dragon's reversal skill that we got? Well, that's some quartz we got from Uncle. We take those, but also, yeah, that was a dragon's reversal skill. Nice.
Senpai.
That took care of them all. Let's head to Uruk now, for real. Dave, it's your duty to explain Chaldea's mission to the King of Uruk. When you meet the king, it should become clear what you are meant to do. Oh, also Uruk would be ideal as a temporary HQ. That's what Merlin recommends, but what do you think, Master? I want to see the king ASAP. Yeah, I agree with the top option. Then it's settled. We'll go back to Uruk. What about you, Anna? Will you come with us? I didn't sign up for this. I was told we would defeat the goddess. Don't get so angry. I said I would lead you to the temple, but you understand the current circumstances, don't you? We can't enter that temple alone. For now, slow and steady wins the race. But going to a human settlement. Please, Anna. There's no need to shake on it, and no need to be so polite. Just keep away from me. Alright, fine. For now, I'll leave the forest. I have a feeling Anna isn't actually so difficult. They just need to warm up to us a wee tad, huh? Because they're awfully distant. Right, we're going to the plateau now, so what's over here? Okay, that's a wee mishmash bash of a servants. Now we could bring a guest servant Anna. And while that's a tempting prospect, the class triangle that's up here on display doesn't make it as, well, nice for her. Plus, if I want to bring my own, well, I do have my own. But righty-ho, so Berserker, You know, this probably seems to be an AoE node again, so put me other waiver. And then, I think instead of Mash, we'll bring the good old King of Gnats, Artoria herself, and where is a K-Scope when you want one? There it is. And I just want to change up my lineup a wee tad. Like, put my own medicinal lancer just to get a bit more bond points. And, check a different craft essence on Tammo. So I don't think the critical star gravy is going to be too useful here, but I just want one that I would like to slot in on her wherever it may be. There it is. Nice. Okay. Boop. Coolio. We've been marching for an entire day. You must be tired, Dave. But we're almost there. Just hang in there a little longer. That area is easy to observe. We could finally have a proper operation. Just a little bit more. One more day and you should arrive at what I believe is the city of Uruk. It's easy to observe this area because it's so close to the former Mesopotamian world. The only safe place is the area around Uruk, where the king is going strong and maintaining an environment livable for humans. Northern Mesopotamia has become a kingdom of demonic beasts, while the south has become a mysterious jungle that no one returns from. For humans who survived attacks by demonic beasts, the city of Uruk is the only refuge. Now I understand the situation here. With the rise of the Free Goddess Alliance, the Sumerian city-states have been dealt a devastating blow. Many cities have been destroyed and many people have fled to Uruk, the center of this world. The demonic beasts invasion up north is the most serious issue at hand, as they've currently the major force wiping out humanity, yes. In response, Uruk's king has dissolved the city of Babylon and hastily constructed a great fortress known as the Northern Wall of Uruk. In other words, Babylonia has turned itself into the front line for the war against demonic beasts. It's the last fort protecting the Mesopotamian world, correct? Yes, it's still unknown how the King of Mages influenced this era, but if the demonic beasts bring down Uruk, human history is finished. If the first dynasty of Sumer, the blueprint of city-states, is destroyed, there's no certainty in what will become of the human race afterwards. During the same period, Egypt's first dynasty was also flourishing, but they alone can't preserve the foundation of humanity. Therefore, there are two things you need to do. First, search for the Holy Grail the King of Mages sent to this era, and retrieve it. That should give us an idea about his plot. Next, take down the Free Goddess Alliance if possible, although that fight should belong to the people of this era. If we do nothing, the foundation of humanity can't be restored. This task is beyond our abilities, but it is what we must do. What do we know about the Alliance? Not much. Out of the three goddesses, I only know the true name for one. There's the goddess controlling all demonic beasts up north, the goddess residing in the jungles in the south, and then there's the soaring goddess who has no fixed residence. The biggest threat is the goddess in the north, but the soaring goddess is another problem altogether. In a way, she's the most troublesome goddess in Mesopotamia, even more so than the goddess controlling the demonic beasts. The people of Uruk are still puzzled over what to do about her. It seems all roads lead to Uruk. Merlin? Is King Gilgamesh really the one ruling over Uruk now? Yes, it is indeed King Gilgamesh, the most tyrannical of all ancient kings! There he is! He severed his ties with the gods because of their arrogance. The most beautiful women and treasures are his to own. The most irrational and unreasonable king who would just as readily kill his followers as his enemies. So he's just a villain? Gilgamesh, the king of heroes, the king of Uruk in ancient Mesopotamia. He is a historical figure who appeared in the Epic of Gilgamesh, mankind's oldest epic, as well as other ancient Mesopotamian stories. His historical name was Bilgamesh, where Bilga means ancestors and Mesh means hero. His father was King Logobanda, a demigod. His mother was the goddess Ninsun. He was a hero born of god and human, which made him a combination of the two. In his youth, he was fond of people, whilst also being a sage grounded in reason. But he became the complete opposite in his adolescence. He turned to an out-of-control tyrant. He gathered the land's fortune, demanded prosperity and toil from his citizens, and abandoned the gods as relics of the past. To admonish him, the gods created the being that appeared before us, Enkidu. As fate would have it, Enkidu and King Gilgamesh fought for 3 days and 3 nights in front of a temple in Uruk. The battle was a draw. Afterwards, King Gilgamesh recognized Enkidu as his only friend. His tyranny relaxed a bit, and he governed the country while still being feared by the citizens of Uruk. However, you know quite a bit, Mash. Yes, after we found out about the era of the seventh singularity, I studied so I could be useful to you, senpai. Ah, thank you kindly, Mash. Oh, the center of the Lebanon story. King Gilgamesh stepped into the holy ground of the forest of white cedars and killed Humbaba, the demonic beast guardian. Due to Mesopotamia's climate, the country was always in need of lumber. Bringing home quality cedar was his obligation as both a king and hero. I got that back to front. However, his achievement captured the attention of a wicked goddess. The goddess's curiosity drove her to desire all things unusual, beautiful, and praiseworthy. Who was this wicked goddess, you ask? She was Inanna, Queen of Heaven, daughter of An, also known as Ishtar, and she set her sights on Gilgamesh. The world's greatest goddess confessed her love to the King of Heroes. However, King Gilgamesh rejected her. Why? Because Gilgamesh knew how coldly she treated her husband, Dumuzed? Dumuzed. Guess we'll just roll with that. This must have been quite a shock to Ishtar, to be rejected by a man, by a mere human. Furious, Ishtar went crying to her father, who, out of love for her, gave her something terrible. A divine beast powerful enough to destroy the world. Gugalana, the bull of heaven. With it, Ishtar tried to destroy Uruk. The bull damaged crops, made the rivers run dry, and summoned a tempest before being defeated by Gilgamesh and Enkidu. Uruk was saved but by killing the holy beast, Enkidu incurred the wrath of the gods, and for the sins, the gods killed Enkidu. It was, after all, the gods who created Enkidu in the first place. In modern parlance, the gods flipped Enkidu's off switch. Honestly, the Mesopotamian gods' greatest fault was being pushovers to their daughters. Between An and Enki of the Abyss, Ishtar was given a multitude of treasures. Yes, from that story alone, it's easy to see that Ishtar had a pampered upbringing. That's right, the death of his only friend Enkidu was King Gilgamesh's first real encounter with mortality. Death claimed even Enkidu, the mighty king's equal. Gilgamesh in turn began to wonder whether it was possible to conquer death. As a result, King Gilgamesh embarked on a quest for immortality. He went to the ends of the earth, descended into the abyss, and at his poem obtained the herb of rejuvenation. However, it was stolen by a snake, right? Oh yeah, because that's how he was able to be summoned in a Holy Grail orb before, because it was skin from that snake. Gilgamesh returned to the surface and went to bathe. I was gonna say battle? Gosh dang it me! While he soaked, a snake crept in and ate the herb. And so snakes gained the ability to shed their skin, and humans forever lost the chance to become immortal. No one could ever really know what effect that had on the king's state of mind. Anyway, King Gilgamesh returned to Uruk, but because of his absence, the city had nearly fallen into ruin. Reflected on his own selfishness, he decided to try and restore Uruk. From then on, he never went on quests, instead focusing on his kingly duties. There you have it, the Epic of Gilgamesh in a nutshell. The epic was set down in poetry, so we can only imagine what the truth may have been. Did he really seek out the magical herb because he feared death, or was it because he loved death? I think it would have been interesting to ask the man himself. Oh, but... I suppose he isn't the type of person who would speak freely about his memories, unless you were his travelling companion or something. The point is, this is a man who had the guts to call a goddess as powerful, though spoiled, as Ishtar a fool and kick her to the curb, while bragging about possessing the originals of all the noble phantasms and having the greatest advantage over any hero. Gilgamesh, the king of heroes, is an extremely arrogant, cold-blooded tyrant. Remember that. Yes, and that's the legend of Gilgamesh, king of heroes. Was it useful, senpai? You know, that was a nice refresher about the Epic of Gilgamesh. I liked that. So, what's going to happen? It looks like you don't want to go, Dave. I can understand that. After all, I'm trembling with fear too. Nah, I want to see the golden candy, man. And it's a town in 2600 BC, right? There's a cold-blooded king in a violent world where might makes right. I'm sure culture shock is inevitable, so you should mentally prepare yourself. Yep. Excuse me, we've got trouble. Demonic beasts that have strayed from the pack are heading our way. Are you still going to talk? It's so I can handle them alone. No, we'll go. Thank you for pointing them out, Miss Anna. No need to use miss, but I'd appreciate some extra hands. Hey, time to bonk more beasties. Man, give me some archers though. I want an excuse to use my old Anna in some fights. Gosh dang it. Oh.
戦闘か。なるべく避けたいところだけど、仕方ないな。
See, firing off a noble phantasm on this first wave is a very tempting prospect, but they're not all too threatening, so I don't think I will.
つまり連中だな。他にやることないの？
So I'll just do this instead.
はい。いいですね。切るね。
Just, well, slap them one at a time.
やっ。
Okay, now. Okay, so next up on the chopping block, but, not the best hand.
行くよ。いいですね。
Well, crit stars to be, huh? Maybe we can get myself around crit. No.
やっ。
Not the worst hand, actually. We do have quite a few stars as well, so we can just do this.
よし。
And this.
いいですね。
無駄だ。
And if our Fortuna is enough, Artoria! Nice. Okay. That works out just fine. Now what's on the next wave? Riders. Wait, we had Lancer. Oh, Berserker for the last wave, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, I guess we would still use Artoria as Noble Phantasm here. Sure.
決着の時だ。
つまり連中だな。他にやることないの？
本気で行きましょう。
Okay. Hopefully this will be sufficient enough, though.
決着をつけましょう。
Actually.
ええ。決着をつけましょう。
Just to try and reduce the amount of stragglers.
星の息吹。輝ける命の本流。
Well, that was a good preemptive thing to do. Nice! Hey, okay, so what's the Berserker then? Oh. I guess I should have expected it as such, huh? Well, an easy kill nonetheless.
切るね。子よりは地獄。私たちは炎、雨、マリアザリッパー。騎士の誓いは破れない。
Cool, yeah. But what did we get dropped actually? Anything fanciful or some gems? Oh, a stinger and a gem. Nice. Alright, so what's up next on the chopping block? Alright, the streets of Uruk. Wait, what? Oh, that's cool! No battles? And we just get a court's handed to over to us? Oh, but that might be quite lengthy. Oh, but I kind of like this ending point, yeah. I think that'll be good enough for now. So, anyway folks, thank you all for watching this episode of Fate's Granddaughter, and I'll see you all next time as we continue on our quest to fix up this singularity. And hopefully I can fix up my pronouns a bit too, because, well, I dropped the ball on this one, huh? Anyhow, ta-ta for now.